7 Signs of a Stupid Person, How to Identify Them Quickly. While it's important to approach such topics with kindness and an understanding of different perspectives, some behaviors or traits might commonly be perceived as less thoughtful. However, intelligence is multifaceted, and what might seem stupid could stem from a lack of experience, emotional awareness, or education rather than inherent capacity. Here are 7 behaviors that might give the impression of foolishness. Number 1 is closed-mindedness, refers to the unwillingness to consider new ideas, perspectives, or evidence, even when they are reasonable or credible. It often involves rigid thinking and a refusal to entertain viewpoints that differ from one's own. Here are some key traits and potential consequences of closed-mindedness. Key traits of closed-mindedness: dismissal of new ideas, automatically rejecting suggestions or concepts without exploring their merit. Confirmation bias, seeking out information that supports existing beliefs and ignoring or discrediting contradictory evidence. Resistance to change, preferring the status quo over exploring potentially better alternatives, even when change is necessary. Judgmental attitude, quickly labeling new or unfamiliar ideas as wrong, weird, or unworthy of consideration. Avoidance of dialogue, avoiding conversations with people who hold differing opinions or shutting down discussions instead of engaging constructively. Consequences of closed-mindedness: missed opportunities. By refusing to consider new possibilities, a person might miss out on personal growth, innovative solutions, or meaningful relationships. Stagnation. Lack of openness to learning or adapting can lead to intellectual and personal stagnation. Strained relationships. Closed-minded behavior can create tension with others, especially in collaborative or social settings. Limited perspective. Narrow thinking restricts one's understanding of the world and reduces empathy for diverse experiences. How to overcome closed-mindedness? Practice active listening. Engage with others' ideas without interrupting or judging prematurely. Seek out diverse perspectives. Expose yourself to viewpoints, cultures, and experiences different from your own. Ask questions. Instead of dismissing something, ask clarifying questions to better understand it. Challenge your beliefs. Periodically evaluate your assumptions and consider evidence that might contradict them. Stay curious. Adopt a mindset of lifelong learning and exploration. Being open-minded doesn't mean agreeing with everything. It means being willing to explore and understand before forming judgments. Number 2 is overconfidence without expertise, also known as illusory superiority or being a victim of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Refers to overestimating one's knowledge or abilities in areas where one lacks genuine understanding or skill. This trait can lead to poor decision-making, strained relationships, and a lack of personal growth. Characteristics of overconfidence without expertise: speaking authoritatively on unfamiliar topics, acting as though one is an expert in subjects they have little to no real knowledge about, ignoring evidence, dismissing facts, feedback, or expert opinions that challenge their assumptions, reluctance to admit ignorance, struggling to say "I don't know" or "I'm not sure," even when it's appropriate, overestimating abilities, believing they can perform complex tasks or solve problems without adequate preparation or knowledge, minimizing others' expertise, undervaluing the insights, qualifications, or experience of those who are genuinely knowledgeable, taking unnecessary risks, making bold decisions without fully understanding potential consequences or complexities. Consequences of overconfidence without expertise: poor decision-making. Overconfident individuals often act on incomplete or incorrect information, leading to mistakes. Loss of credibility. Repeatedly demonstrating overconfidence can cause others to distrust their judgment or avoid relying on them. Damaged relationships. Dismissing the expertise or contributions of others can create tension and resentment. Missed opportunities for growth. Failing to acknowledge one's limitations prevents learning and self-improvement. Costly errors. Overconfidence in critical situations, such as financial investments or healthcare decisions, can have serious consequences. How to address overconfidence without expertise? Acknowledge limits. Understand and admit what you don't know. Humility is the first step toward growth. Seek knowledge. Invest time in learning and researching before forming opinions or making decisions. Encourage feedback. Listen to others' perspectives, especially from those with more experience or expertise. Ask questions. Instead of asserting authority, show curiosity by asking insightful questions to deepen your understanding. Pause before acting. Reflect on whether you have enough information or skills to proceed confidently. Practice self-awareness. Regularly evaluate your strengths and weaknesses to maintain a realistic sense of your abilities. Overconfidence without expertise is common and often unintentional. Cultivating self-awareness and a willingness to learn can transform it into a healthy confidence rooted in actual ability and knowledge. Number 3 is ignoring consequences refers to the tendency to act without considering the potential outcomes or impacts of decisions and actions. This behavior often stems from impulsiveness, a lack of foresight, or a disregard for accountability. It can lead to short-term gains, but usually results in long-term problems for both the individual and others. Traits of ignoring consequences. Impulsive decision-making. Acting on instinct or emotion without taking the time to evaluate potential outcomes. Disregard for risks. Underestimating or ignoring potential dangers or negative outcomes. Self-centered thinking. Focusing solely on immediate desires or benefits without considering how actions affect others. Neglecting responsibilities. Failing to fulfill obligations because the long-term impact doesn't seem pressing in the moment. Rationalizing poor choices. Making excuses or minimizing the significance of possible outcomes to justify decisions. Consequences of ignoring consequences. Damaged relationships. Actions taken without regard for others can erode trust and strain personal or professional relationships. Financial or legal issues. Poor decision-making without weighing risks can lead to debt, lawsuits, or other financial hardships. Reputation damage. Repeatedly ignoring the impact of actions can harm one's credibility and social standing. Health and safety risks. Ignoring the consequences of unhealthy behaviors or risky actions can lead to serious physical or emotional harm. Regret and guilt. Over time, the realization of poor choices can cause emotional distress and a sense of failure. Why people ignore consequences. Lack of awareness. They may not fully understand the potential outcomes or risks of their actions. Overconfidence. They may believe they can handle any negative outcomes or that things will work out in their favor. Emotional reactivity. Decisions driven by strong emotions like anger, excitement, or fear can overshadow rational thinking. Short-term focus. Prioritizing immediate gratification over long-term benefits leads to neglecting future repercussions. Peer pressure or social influence. They may act recklessly to fit in or gain approval from others. How to address this behavior? Pause and reflect. Before making a decision, take a moment to think through the potential short-term and long-term consequences. List possible outcomes. Write down the best case, worst case, and most likely scenarios to gain a clearer perspective. Consider others. Reflect on how your actions might affect people around you, such as family, friends, or coworkers. Learn from mistakes. Analyze past decisions and their consequences to avoid repeating similar errors. Seek advice. Consult trusted friends, mentors, or professionals for guidance when faced with important decisions. Focus on long-term goals. Align your choices with your broader aspirations to ensure consistency and reduce impulsivity. Benefits of considering consequences. Improved decision-making. Stronger relationships. Better reputation and trustworthiness. Greater emotional and financial stability. Reduced stress and regret. Mindfulness and accountability are key to overcoming the habit of ignoring consequences. By slowing down and considering outcomes, you can make wiser decisions that benefit both yourself and others. Number 4 is dismissiveness of others refers to the habit of undervaluing, ignoring, or outright rejecting the thoughts, feelings, opinions, or contributions of other people. This behavior can arise from arrogance, insecurity, or a lack of emotional intelligence, and it can damage relationships and create a toxic environment. Traits of dismissiveness. Interrupting conversations. Cutting people off mid-sentence, indicating their thoughts are not worth hearing. Ignoring feedback. Refusing to acknowledge constructive criticism or advice, even when it's well-meaning. Belittling ideas. responding to others' suggestions with sarcasm, mockery, or outright dismissal. Avoiding empathy, failing to validate or show understanding of others' emotions or perspectives. Body language cues, displaying disinterest through gestures like eye-rolling, crossing arms, or avoiding eye contact. Always knowing better, acting as though one's own opinions or knowledge are superior, regardless of the topic. Causes of dismissiveness, arrogance or superiority complex, believing oneself to be inherently more intelligent or capable than others. Insecurity, deflecting attention from personal shortcomings by minimizing others' contributions. Impatience, focusing solely on immediate goals and dismissing anything that seems irrelevant. Bias or prejudice, holding preconceived notions that devalue others based on factors like background, experience, or appearance. Emotional burnout, lacking the emotional energy to engage with others' needs or ideas. Consequences of dismissiveness, damaged relationships. Consistently dismissive behavior erodes trust and mutual respect, leading to strained personal and professional connections. Lost opportunities, ignoring others' ideas or feedback may result in missed innovations, solutions, or improvements. Negative reputation, gaining a reputation for being unapproachable or arrogant can alienate others and hinder collaboration. Reduced team morale. In group settings, dismissiveness can make others feel undervalued, decreasing productivity and enthusiasm. Limited growth. Failing to consider diverse perspectives limits personal and intellectual development. How to address dismissiveness. Practice active listening. Focus on fully hearing what someone is saying before forming a response. Show engagement through verbal and nonverbal cues. Acknowledge others' contributions. Validate their ideas and emotions, even if you disagree. Simple phrases like, "I see your point," can make a difference. Pause before responding. Avoid reacting impulsively. Take a moment to consider the other person's perspective. Cultivate empathy. Put yourself in others' shoes to better understand their feelings and viewpoints. Encourage dialogue. Ask open-ended questions to invite more input and show genuine interest in others' ideas. Reflect on behavior. Identify moments when you've been dismissive and consider how it affected the situation and the people involved. Benefits of overcoming dismissiveness. Stronger relationships. Respect and validation foster trust and connection. Increased collaboration. Valuing others' input leads to better teamwork and innovative solutions. Personal growth. Being open to new ideas and perspectives broadens knowledge and understanding. Improved reputation. Gaining a reputation for being approachable and respectful enhances personal and professional opportunities. Enhanced emotional intelligence. Developing sensitivity to others' needs strengthens both interpersonal skills and self-awareness. By fostering respect and openness, dismissiveness can be replaced with a more inclusive and empathetic approach, creating positive outcomes for everyone involved. Number 5 is inability to learn from mistakes refers to a recurring pattern of failing to reflect on past errors, adapt behavior, or apply lessons to future situations. This behavior can limit personal growth, harm relationships, and lead to repeated failures. It often stems from denial, defensiveness, or a lack of self-awareness. Traits of an inability to learn from mistakes. Blaming others. Shifting responsibility for mistakes onto others instead of owning up to personal actions. Denial of mistakes. Refusing to acknowledge errors or pretending they didn't happen. Repeating patterns. Making the same mistakes without identifying or addressing the root cause. Avoiding feedback. Ignoring constructive criticism or advice that could lead to improvement. Defensiveness. Reacting negatively or emotionally to discussions about errors, shutting down opportunities to learn. Short-term focus. Prioritizing immediate solutions or avoidance over long-term reflection and change. Causes of this behavior. Fear of failure. Viewing mistakes as personal shortcomings rather than opportunities for growth. Ego and pride. Struggling to admit errors due to concern about appearing weak or incompetent. Fixed mindset. Believing that abilities and intelligence are unchangeable, which discourages learning and growth. Emotional overwhelm. Being too focused on the emotional impact of a mistake to objectively analyze it. Lack of reflection. Failing to take time to think about what went wrong and why. Cultural or environmental factors. Growing up or working in an environment where mistakes are punished rather than used as learning opportunities. Consequences of not learning from mistakes. Stagnation. Without adapting or improving, personal and professional growth is hindered. Damaged relationships. Repeatedly making the same interpersonal errors can lead to loss of trust and respect. Missed opportunities. Failure to learn can prevent individuals from capitalizing on chances to grow or succeed. Lowered self-esteem. Ongoing mistakes without improvement can lead to feelings of inadequacy or failure. Erosion of credibility. Others may lose confidence in someone who continually repeats avoidable errors. How to learn from mistakes. Acknowledge the mistake. Take ownership without making excuses. Recognize the error and its impact. Reflect objectively. Ask yourself what went wrong, why it happened, and how it could have been handled differently. Seek feedback. Consult others who may offer a fresh perspective or insights into what went wrong. Identify root causes. Dig deeper into underlying reasons for the mistake, rather than focusing only on surface-level issues. Develop an action plan. Create a clear strategy to address the root causes and prevent the mistake from recurring. Practice self-compassion. Forgive yourself for the error. Viewing mistakes as part of the learning process fosters resilience. Track progress. Monitor your behavior and decisions to ensure lessons learned are being applied effectively. Benefits of learning from mistakes. Personal growth. Mistakes become stepping stones towards self-improvement and skill development. Improved relationships. Owning and correcting mistakes can strengthen trust and respect. Increased resilience. Developing the ability to bounce back from errors builds confidence and adaptability. Better decision-making. Learning from past experiences enhances judgment and foresight. Positive reputation. Demonstrating accountability and growth earns respect and credibility from others. Mistakes are inevitable, but the ability to learn from them is a hallmark of emotional intelligence and maturity. By embracing errors as opportunities to grow, individuals can turn setbacks into stepping stones for success. Number 6 is constant negativity or criticism refers to a habitual focus on faults, problems, or shortcomings, often overlooking positives or opportunities for improvement. This behavior can create a toxic environment, strain relationships, and hinder personal growth. While some constructive criticism is valuable, an overly critical or negative attitude is usually counterproductive. Traits of constant negativity or criticism. Frequent complaining. Highlighting what's wrong in nearly every situation without suggesting solutions. Pessimistic outlook. Assuming the worst will happen or focusing on worst-case scenarios. Excessive fault-finding. Pointing out flaws in others' actions, ideas, or appearances, often unnecessarily. Dismissiveness of positives. Minimizing or ignoring achievements, efforts, or good outcomes. Projection of negativity. Transferring personal frustrations or insecurities onto others through critical behavior. Inflexibility. Resisting change or new ideas due to a focus on potential risks or downsides. Causes of constant negativity or criticism. Unresolved personal issues. Internal dissatisfaction or unhappiness may manifest as external negativity. Perfectionism. Setting unrealistically high standards can lead to constant disappointment and criticism. Learned behavior. Growing up in a negative or critical environment may normalize this mindset. Low self-esteem. Criticizing others can be a way to deflect attention from one's own insecurities. Stress or burnout. Chronic stress can make individuals more irritable and less tolerant. Cynicism. A deep-seated distrust of others' motives or societal systems may drive negativity. Consequences of constant negativity or criticism. Damaged relationships. Negative or overly critical behavior can push others away, leading to isolation. Hindered collaboration. A critical attitude can stifle creativity, teamwork, and innovation in group settings. Reduced morale. Negativity can bring down the mood and motivation of those around you. Mental and physical strain. Constantly focusing on the negative can increase stress, anxiety, and even physical health issues. Limited personal growth. A focus on problems rather than solutions prevents learning and improvement. Negative reputation. Being known as overly critical or pessimistic can harm professional and social standing. How to address constant negativity or criticism. Practice gratitude. Make a habit of identifying and appreciating positive aspects of situations and people. Shift focus to solutions. Instead of dwelling on problems, brainstorm ways to improve or resolve them. Set realistic expectations. Accept that perfection is unattainable and mistakes are part of growth. Reflect on triggers. Identify situations or emotions that lead to negative thinking and work on managing them. Seek feedback. Ask trusted friends or colleagues to point out when you're being overly negative or critical. Engage in positive activities. Surround yourself with uplifting people, hobbies, or environments that promote a positive mindset. Pause before reacting. Before expressing criticism, ask yourself if it's necessary, constructive, and kind. Benefits of reducing negativity. Improved relationships. A positive and encouraging demeanor fosters trust and deeper connections. Enhanced creativity. A solution-oriented mindset allows for more innovative and constructive thinking. Increased happiness. Focusing on the positive reduces stress and promotes a sense of well-being. Stronger leadership. Balanced, constructive feedback inspires teams and builds confidence. Better reputation. Being known as optimistic and supportive enhances personal and professional opportunities. Constructive criticism versus constant negativity. Constructive criticism offers actionable suggestions for improvement, focusing on growth. Constant negativity fixates on flaws without providing solutions or hope for change. Adopting a balanced approach to criticism, paired with positivity, fosters healthier relationships and a more productive and fulfilling life. And number 7 is resistance to self-improvement refers to an unwillingness or inability to engage in personal growth, learning, or change, even when there are clear benefits to doing so. This resistance can stem from fear, complacency, or a lack of self-awareness, and it often results in stagnation and missed opportunities for development. Traits of resistance to self-improvement. Defensiveness to feedback. Rejecting constructive criticism or becoming hostile when others point out areas for improvement. Avoidance of challenges. Preferring comfort zones over situations that require effort or adaptation. Excuse-making. Rationalizing why improvement isn't necessary or possible, often blaming external factors. Fear of failure. Avoiding self-improvement due to anxiety about failing or not meeting expectations. Complacency. Believing there's no need for growth because things are good enough as they are. Low self-awareness. Being unaware of personal weaknesses or areas for growth due to lack of introspection. Causes of resistance to self-improvement. Fear of change. Change can feel uncomfortable or threatening, leading to avoidance behaviors. Fixed mindset. Believing that abilities, intelligence, or personality traits are static and cannot be changed. Past negative experiences. Previous failed attempts at growth may discourage further efforts. Lack of motivation. Feeling unmotivated or not seeing the value in making changes. Insecurity. A fear of acknowledging flaws or weaknesses may lead to denial and inaction. External pressures. Resistance can arise if self-improvement feels like an obligation imposed by others rather than a personal choice. Consequences of resistance to self-improvement. Stagnation. Remaining stuck in the same patterns, habits, or circumstances with no forward progress. Missed opportunities. Failing to capitalize on chances for career advancement, personal growth, or relationship improvement. Frustrated relationships. Resistance to change can strain relationships with those who value growth and improvement. Reduced resilience. A lack of adaptability makes it harder to cope with challenges or changes in life. Diminished self-esteem. Over time, resisting self-improvement can lead to feelings of inadequacy or frustration with oneself. Negative perception. Others may view resistance as laziness, arrogance, or a lack of ambition. How to overcome resistance to self-improvement. Cultivate self-awareness. Reflect on your habits, behaviors, and areas where growth is needed. Honest self-assessment is key. Set small, achievable goals. Break down improvement efforts into manageable steps to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Embrace a growth mindset. Believe that skills and abilities can be developed through effort and practice. Reframe failure. See mistakes as opportunities to learn rather than as reflections of inadequacy. Seek support. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who encourage growth and provide constructive feedback. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge and reward yourself for small victories to build motivation and momentum. Challenge comfort zones. Gradually expose yourself to new experiences and challenges to build confidence and adaptability. Identify the why. Understand the deeper reasons for self-improvement and align efforts with personal values and goals. Benefits of embracing self-improvement. Increased confidence. Growth fosters a sense of achievement and self-assurance. Enhanced relationships. Personal development leads to better communication, empathy, and connection with others. Career advancement. Skills improvement and adaptability increase professional opportunities. Resilience and adaptability. Growth equips you to handle challenges and changes more effectively. Fulfillment. Continual learning and growth contribute to a more meaningful and satisfying life. Resistance to self-improvement is common, but it can be overcome with intentionality and effort. By embracing growth as a lifelong process, individuals can unlock their potential and lead more enriched lives. It's crucial to remember that everyone has strengths and weaknesses. Instead of labeling someone as stupid, fostering understanding and patience can help encourage growth and learning.